This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone. Hope my voice is audible to everyone. And if anyone have any problem with the audio, please let me know. So I'm sharing my screen. So please let me know you guys are able to see my screen as well. Welcome to Isha Training Solutions. I'm Saravanan Srinivasan, who is going to take you through for this mobile performance testing course journey. So basically, I have close to 11 years of experience in this field, like tools like LoadRunner, JMeter, NeoLoad, Performance Center, Dynatrace, App Dynamics, like that. And I also do performance engineering sessions as well. So I know the performance engineering tools, utility tools. Uh, Varun, you are able to hear my voice, or am I audible to you, Varun?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Okay, so I know the performance engineering tools as well, like this JVisual VM, JConsole, JProfiler, URKit, like that. I have different tools experience. I have different protocol experience as well. Worked in different protocols, worked with different phones, and wide range of experience in these tools. So predominantly, say the need of the market, say like the all the applications are are developed in mobile application. So so the need is very important now. So that is the reason this mobile performance testing also very important nowadays. So going forward, every customer, whenever they are proposing any kind of a performance testing activity, it will be kind of mixture of both the normal web application performance testing and also the mobile application performance testing. And also people are expecting it has to be a distributed load testing things. So it is very important and mandatory to understand and learn about mobile performance testing. So that is the reason we took these two tools like LoadRunner and JMeter as a choice of tools, because nowadays the industry is moving towards open source, and there are enterprise level companies, they are using the commercial tool as well. So we took one commercial and one open source tool for our learning mobile performance testing script preparation. So in this journey, what we are going to do, we are going to learn extensively about mobile performance testing, why we are doing, how we are doing, what is the way we are going to do, and then what are the different method we are going to follow, how we are going to execute the test, how we are going to extract the report, how we are going to understand each and everything, like that we are going to learn in this entire course journey. So basically, in this course journey, we are going to have like JMeter, LoadRunner, Fiddler kind of tools for the mobile performance testing scripts. And then I'm going to show you how user flow will be selected for the mobile performance testing, and how we are going to execute that, how the metric will be coming in JMeter and also in LoadRunner, like that we are going to cover in this course journey. Okay, typically what I would say, um, uh, LoadRunner is commercial tool, because of that you will have a lot of supports and activity. JMeter is also good in these mobile performance testing scripts. So what I'm going to do is that, like, not only going to explain the mobile performance testing concepts, we are going to do a hands-on, we are going to do real-time experience sharing, we are going to say like tips and tricks to do this mobile script preparation. And while going in this journey, I'm going to explain you, I'm going to share my experience, how, where we did all these things activity, and whenever I faced any problem, means I'm going to share that uh, work experience with you people. So it is like combination. The already working people, those who are already with LoadRunner and JMeter, for you guys it will be kind of a value add stuff, because you are going to learn something new. And then those who are new to this also, they can say like, I know mobile performance testing, I know how to have my mobile to be integrated with the load energy emitter and how a traffic can be captured. Like that we have an understanding. So it is kind of a fresher, and the experienced people can learn this mobile performance testing activity. And these are the topics that we are going to cover in this course journey. uh, so it will be like, I'm going to share the information why mobile performance testing, why people are predominantly saying mobile performance testing. So we are going to get that understanding first. We should know why we are doing it. And because why I'm saying, sometimes the end user, the stakeholder will come and tell you, I need for only one user, or I need for two user, like that. So you have to educate them, or you have to make them understand what is a critical thing that you need to follow when you are doing a mobile performance testing. And you need to understand why they are simply saying one user, two user, why not more user, why not concurrent user, why not with the different network condition. Because mobile application means network is hand in hand, right? So you should understand all those things when you are doing your mobile performance testing. Okay, I'll take a pass here. I'll take a pass here. Those who have any question, you can ask me, guys. You have any question till now?
Yeah. Hi, Varalakshmi here.
Yeah, Varalakshmi.
Is there any separate application to record like mobile application?
See, mobile application, see, in what way we are going to record is matters. Say that I'm going to explain, Varalakshmi. Don't worry.
Okay,
So
okay,
there are
okay.
there are three types of applications are there, right? You heard of hybrid web, native hybrid web. Heard of these things? Native app, hybrid app, web app, like that.
No,
So
not yet.
okay, I'll
Okay.
explain. I'll explain that, Varalakshmi.
Okay.
So basically, there are different types of applications are there. Those applications,
Okay.
how you are going to do the performance testing for those applications, and then what is a need in the industry, what are all the different tools that are available in the industry, like that I'm going to share the information. So based on that we can, okay?
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Got it.
Yeah, thanks for your question.
Yeah.
Any,
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah. Any other question, guys?
One question from my side, like, there are mobiles types, right? Like, Android, iOS, and Windows. So, are we the scripting, and in which we are learning in this? Which type we are learning?
See, we are going to learn Android, but quite the same
Android.
behavior in all the way. But all your learning will be in the Android, but a similar procedure. When you are going for that, no, I'll explain that. What is really happening in Android, what is really happening in iOS, kind of explanation I will give it, Ibrahim.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So this mobile performance testing will be applicable for different devices like a tab or
See, the recording what we are showing, right, with respect to, irrespective of the device, you can do that. You can do the recording. See, I'll explain when we are going for the responsive web design explanation, right? At that time, I'll tell you this, Vinod. Okay?
okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Sujesh here. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, Sujesh, tell me.
Yeah, I have a question. So here, are we going to record or like do the activity on any emulator, or are we going to use real-time devices?
Actually, in this content, I did not mention the word emulator, but I will show you when you are going for our regular session, right? That time I will show you a emulator recording also, because it is not that knowing this alone, but I'm going to give you a value add thing, like in knowing that using the emulator also. Okay, but in this topic I did not cover it, Sujesh. Okay,
So it is possible in both ways, you mean to say?
both the ways possible. Both
Okay,
the ways,
okay, okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank
both the
you.
ways possible. I'm going to take that in the session also. That is what I'm saying. in the session that is
Yeah.
there. Emulate
Yeah.
program.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for this.
Hey, Sarvan, Manju. So my question is like, are we doing, will you show only just the scripting part, or is it like, okay, execution of that with complete emulation, or
Yeah.
and what is the exact performance monitoring we'll be doing during the execution on the maybe the device side and also on the because this is all like more into app, right? So we are not testing anything on the web services side. It's directly on the handset or whatever it is, so device side. So what are the plan exactly on the execution and monitoring side?
Execution and monitoring side, we are I mentioned here mobile performance script execution with a different network. Sorry, real-time experience, analyzing the mobile performance testing report that is there. But I could understand little essence from your question that device vitals will be captured or what. That is what your
Correct.
question is towards.
Correct.
See,
Correct.
whatever the native feature available in load runner and JMeter, we are going to do it. The part that you are asking is somewhere towards Perfecto Mobile, C Test, Android
Correct.
Studio, Xcode, like that you are asking, right? So that will be
Correct.
kind of maybe if you wish I can explain that, but realistically we are going to show only the native tool capability of load runner JMeter. That is how, because this performance testing, right? That is the reason. But if you wish, I can touch base with the theoretical content of that those things. Device vital side, I can touch base. But
Okay. Good.
as part of this, we are not specifically showing anything. But if you wish, you want to understand. See, usually I'll take this like this. Any training, I do training in Isha for Dynatrace, App Dynamics, Performance Engineering, everything, right? When the student is asking certain things, if it is really important, that has to be explained to everyone. I take 1 or 2 points apart from the regular content also. So if you wish to say like something related to device vitals, I can explain. It is not at all a matter for me, but showing a realistic example may be a problem. But I'll explain that for you. Fine.
Okay.
Fine,
Thanks.
fine, Manju. Yeah. Okay. Any other question, guys?
Yeah, Mohammed here. Do we have any ready APK for this exercise? Because for some online APKs, it can't allow recording because it is restricted. Do we have any standby APK or demo APK for this exercise? Please.
I have a demo APK, but I also took it from the internet only. Not sure what you are referring of, but it is working for me. Maybe I'll share that with you. Okay, I have one. Fine for you?
Yes, that is great. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll share with you. See, when we are going for our regular course journey, guys, whatever the artifacts or the supporting things that is required, I will definitely share with you through the Google Drive or through the Isha. They will send you through mail or some. If there is a document, they'll send it through mail, or else I'll share it through the Google Drive. That usually happens. So that part I'll take care, madam. Okay. Yeah. Any further question, or we'll move on to the topic?
Yeah, I have one question. This is Ravi.
Ravi?
Yeah, yes.
Your voice is echoing. Yeah, come again. Yeah, please tell.
Yeah, the one question which I wish to add to the previous question which the other guy was asking just so same thing with the app. Currently in my project I was asked to do something. We are using something called Source Labs. So there we have a devices where we can log in and we can select any mobile device app.
Yeah.
I mean, my question is there any way to record? One option is we can record using Fiddler, and then we can convert the loader script, and then we can use it. Let's say for a Ajax 2 mobile script protocol or something like that. But here, is there a way we can capture the using SourceLab the devices or something like that? Is there any option?
Ravi, I could feebly hear your voice because some kind of external thing was there. But what I understand, you are saying like SAS Lab, you like SAS Lab, any script recording session is there or what? That is what your question. Correct?
Yeah, is there any option to use
No. Yeah,
app?
Ravi.
Only thing is app. I'm only focusing on the app, which is what currently they are asking me to do in my project. So just trying to see if there's any chances to capture the app.
Yeah. See, the SAS Lab environment we do not have. But I'll tell you, SAS Lab, Perfecto, C-Test, Experitest, all these people are what they are doing. They are providing a cloud device. Inside that, you will install your APK, and then you will do the code instrumentation. You will prepare the script that will be coming to your load runner scenario. You can execute it. All these are procedures, common procedures. But right now, we don't have the SAS Lab environment, Ravi. Yeah, that we don't have, but we predominantly cover the load runner JMeter, in load runner TrueClient protocol, in load runner HTTP recording, and in like you are saying, right, SAS Lab. That is the reason I brought in the concept like Fiddler, because Fiddler is a third-party tool. So where you are going to capture your traffic and then convert it into load runner and then make it to execute in load runner. That is the reason I brought that concept. Like the way you are asking, like SAS Lab or the Perfecto or the C-Test, it is also quite the same tools, but their own way of native scripting will be there. Okay, their own. But right now we don't have the environment, Ravi. Or else we could have covered that as well. But we don't have the environment. But yeah, but offline, if you have any question, you can ask me.
Yeah, thank you. Sounds good. Yeah, thanks for the question.
Definitely. See, we all are learning. We all are sharing our knowledge, right? So definitely, at any point of time, you feels like, okay, this has to be. We can ask any technical people, or you can share that with me. That can be still possible. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So we'll come back. So basically, in this course content, what we are going to cover, the types of mobile applications, and then as I mentioned earlier to Varalashmi, right? I mentioned like there are three things are there: native, hybrid, and then web app. Okay, these three are types. Those who are not talking, please go on mute this. Yeah. So native, hybrid, and then the web app. Basically, these three only will be there. Say whenever customer who is coming, maybe I don't know how many of them in this forum are already a performance tester. If some proposal or some approach document that you have to prepare for mobile application means, first and foremost question that you have to ask to them is that what is the type of the mobile application? Is it Android or iOS? That is a primary question. Under that, you are going to ask it is a native app, hybrid app, or web app. Okay, native app is nothing but using the native operating system level, say like using some C programming code or something like that. No, they will write the native application. Basically, why native applications? Because they want to use the camera, compass, some inbuilt things, they want to access it, mean they will use that application as a native application. Okay, hybrid application, before going to the hybrid application, there is something called mobile apps. Mobile apps is nothing but, say an example, you can launch the Flipkart or you can launch the Facebook in a browser also, right? You can launch those applications in the browser also. Those are called as mobile web apps. Web apps, you are using a browser and then you are using the tools, these applications. Those are called web apps. So what is happening in hybrid means it is a combination of native app and the mobile app, which means that there will be an icon. If you are clicking that, it will open a browser, and then inside the browser it will be loading this hybrid app. Why hybrid app means they are going to leverage the advantage which are there in the mobile app, advantage which are there in the native app. That is the reason hybrid apps are utilized. Okay, so in that way only this is actually utilized. So I'll repeat again, maybe just yeah. say native apps, hybrid apps, and then web apps. Okay, these are the three things. So native apps, I told you already. Uh, Native scripting like C program, right? Using that they used to write the application. Okay, why? Because they predominantly what they predominantly do is that like they will use this camera or some compass, something, the native tools that are there, right? They can leverage these applications. And then uh, the advantage is it is very fast. This native applications are very fast, but the disadvantage is you should maintain a different code bases for the native applications. And then cost involved is little high also for the native application. And then web app, I told you, right? This Facebook or this Flipkart, all these applications, usually you can launch it. It is available in installed app also. It is available in the browser level app also, right? So while launching it in the browser level app, nothing is storage. There is no stored app in your uh, mobile. Using the browser feature itself, you are doing the activity. But in the hybrid, it is a combination of web plus native. It is a combination of web plus native. So what they are doing, they are taking the best practice available in both the things, web plus native. So this is Varalakshmi. Did I answer your question clearly, Varalakshmi?
Yeah, Sharon.
Yeah, thank you. So basically, this
Thank
is the
you.
type of the mobile applications. Okay. Say I also want to show you. I'll show it in the browser maybe. Say I'll say like separate browser also I can show you. Dropbox.com. Okay, this is something, the Dropbox.com website. You can see this page now, it is full screen, right? Now if I say like I minimize it, okay, this application, you can see I drag this application towards the left hand side. What is happening, guys? What you guys are observing here? What you guys are observing here?
It's getting adjusted based on the size of the browser
Exactly.
window.
So this is called as responsive web design. The way it is designed is responsive web design. Irrespective of the screen size, irrespective of the device, it'll adjust its. You can see, you did not see that three line mark before to that, right? If I maximize it, will you be able to see that? Will you be able to see that if I maximize it? The three lines are not there. But if you are minimizing this, you can able to see the icons are comes under this three line. It is uh, 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 collapsed, right? So what you are observing here now, the technology is growing. People are moving towards this responsive web design, React JS, latest JavaScript technology, latest HTML5, like that. People are going towards the latest technology. Because of that, what people are doing, they are developing their web application, they are developing their mobile application. It is really mandatory to test those application with the performance is good or what, all those things are mandatory. That is the reason this mobile performance testing is very critical, guys. And I know in this forum everybody is using the mobile apps. They are not, I don't know whether the banking application or the retail application, whatever the application, you are only using it mobile. Very rarely we are using it in the desktop or the laptops, right? So the usage is very high, the user volume is very high. So it is very important to test those applications with respect to the performance. That is a need of the market. That is the reason we are also trying to learn a lot about mobile performance testing. Why is that critical? So whenever enterprise level companies, they are coming for the approach, definitely there will be a component of mobile. So there you should know, like, is it an Android app or my iOS app, or whether they are using a native hybrid web app, or how we are going to use it. Is that a geometry tool you are going to use, or load runner or neoload, whatever the tool you are going to do. Whether you are going to do a server metric capture or the client side metric capture, whether you are going to use a system vital capture or hardware level or the infrastructure alone. Like that, you should understand this. If you understand these details one by one, then the way you are doing a performance testing will be little easy. I'll stop here again. Anybody have any question, guys? Yeah.
I have a question.
Hi, Sarvan.
Yeah, Arun.
Hello.
Yeah, Arun.
Just means I want to know about that. Means if you want to calculate a mobile app, then how much difference between this? Suppose it's a web application and this is a app for a mobile. Then how much means what are the difference between that?
It is not that straightforward, Arun. I'll tell you, a lot of parameters are involved in that. In system, you will use a Wi-Fi condition. In mobile, you may use different network conditions. Network condition plays an important role in mobile device performance testing. The network virtualization, basically network virtualization, and also the way the application designed for web and the mobile. See, in my case, whatever the application that I showed, right, the Dropbox, they are
Right.
responsive. They are responsive web design, guys. Because of that, you can easily understand this can be used both in mobile and then in laptop also. But think about if that application is not designed in responsive web design, they have two different code base for web as well as the mobile. That time the performance will be totally different. You cannot straight away measure apple to apple response time, right? So a lot of performance attributes are behind that, whether in what way they are developed, what are all the infrastructure configuration, whether they have a same infrastructure, same web server, same app server, same DB server. Like that, you need to compare each and everything. If that is a common, I think you do not want to worry about it. But if it is different, you need to understand that way the performance metric will be different. Arun, you are able to understand, Arun, what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got it.
Yeah. Thank you. Meadow, you started asking something. Am I correctly spelling your name? Medow, Meadow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. You started asking question.
Yeah, for Handsome, are we gonna use our individual mobile? Because I had experience from one of my friends. Having connected his mobile, everything got corrupted. He had to buy a new one. So are we gonna use our individual mobile for practice purpose?
Yeah, you can use your own mobile phones for mobile recording. See, just a minute. You are able to see my screen now. You are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Just a minute. Yeah. Now you tell me, like, you are able to see my mobile phone. You're able to see my mobile phone.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Yeah. So during our training, I will be showing you that how we are really doing this capture and all. Okay. So that time I'm going to use my mobile device. Okay. And in the middle of the session, I'm going to show you how emulator also be used to record the scenario. That will also, I'll try to cover the emulator part also, and the real device capture also I will explain. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So maybe I'll give a small light on the recording part, but in detail when we are going for our regular sessions that time I'll explain, okay, in detail. Say an example, say for the demo purpose, I am showing you the Fiddler one. But in the real session, we'll try to see the JMeter, load runner, all those things, okay. So there are configurations we need to do. I don't want to go that level of details now, but there are port configuration that you have to do it in the Fiddler. Say this is a port number, and then you have to enable this one. Say if I go to my device, okay, if I go to my device, yeah, hope you guys are able to see the screen. If I go to my device, if I go here, say under the Wi-Fi setting, going to my Wi-Fi setting, and then changing this to manual. Okay, before that, what I have to do, I have to go and check my IP address, IP config. Okay, it is 192.168.29.220, 29.220, and then what port configuration was there? Here it is, I think 8087. So what I'm doing, I'm giving the port number 8087. Okay, so I'm completing the configuration. So basically, if I go here, click OK. Say suddenly if I open my browser, just a minute. Okay, say you guys can see what I'm doing. Say I'm doing Flipkart. Okay, you can see the whatever the action that I'm doing, it has started coming here. Whatever the activity that you are doing, right? It has started coming here. So basically, what you can do, you can configure the port here in Fiddler, and then you can configure the port and the IP address in the mobile device, and then whatever we are trying to do it in the Fiddler, right? It will all capture in the what I would say in the Fiddler tool. So basically, it is like a sniffing. The term they usually use it is a sniffing the traffic. Okay. So in detail, when we are going for our regular session, right, I will be explaining the data capture, and then how the data can be converted, how the data can be converted from the Fiddler to the load runner script. We will be covering it, guys. Okay. So similarly, if you launch load runner, it is taking a little time for the load runner to launch. I will close this Fiddler for now. Yeah. So what you have to do in load runner, say I'm going to create a new script, new WebAssembly HTTP HTML protocol script. Okay, and then what you have to do, you have to go to the recording options. Say you have to go to the recording options. Here, usually people will record using the web browser option or the Windows application option, right? So what we are going to do, we are going to say like I'm going to use a load runner proxy. Okay, say what is the port that you want to configure here. As we are configuring the port number and then the IP address in which you are going to do the recording. Say if you are clicking just looks like the port is already in use. We'll change the port to 8089. Okay, just a minute. Same way, I'm going to my mobile. Okay, under the Wi-Fi setting, if you are changing to 8089, okay, and then if I say like I'm recording this application, means what it's supposed to do, it will start the recording. Just a minute. Okay, it will start the recording. So basically, what we are doing, we are trying to launch our application in the mobile. Okay, when you are trying to have your recording enabled, the one thing what you have to notice, the traffic should run here. The traffic recording events, right? It has to keep on running when you are loading your application. So what is the primary check you are doing? You are enabling a port configuration between your load runner. This is how it is working, guys. So if I explain through the paint, say you have a tool, this load runner tool, okay, and then you have a mobile app, okay. In tool, this tool is sitting in a machine, right? That machine will have what? It will be having a IP address. This machine will have a IP address, and then inside the machine only this load runner also installed, right? So while starting your recording, you have say I'll stop this recording for now. Okay, so you have to configure a port. Okay, you have to configure a port. This port number has to be configured in your mobile, as I mentioned, right? This port number has to be configured in the mobile under the advanced settings, right? You have to give the port number and then IP address of your machine. IP address of your machine. So basically, what is happening? The connection established between your mobile device and this application. Mobile device and this application. Basically, once this establishment is happening, typically what will you do? You will launch your application in the browser that will actually do the communication. There are times you may not able to record certain traffic because that application is not communicating in a HTTP. It is recording in HTTPS. Secured way if it is recording means very simple, guys. There is a certificate will be available in load runner. There is a certificate will be available. Say load runner certificate. Okay, what you have to do? This certificate you have to install it in your mobile. You have to install it in your mobile. Once you are installing that certificate in your mobile, that's all. Load runner is authorized person for your mobile. So the remaining HTTPS communication will be established, guys. Okay, the HTTPS communication will be established. Any question, guys, till now? Any question in this representation?
Yeah. The point with regard to certification, this one is we're going to demonstrate all of this, right? Installing this certificate.
Everything will be covered. Everything will be covered in our course journey. Basically, say that is the reason I'm giving you just a gist of whatever I'm gonna explain in this entire course journey. That is the reason. And also, if you take, it will take 1 hour for each and everything. That is the reason I'm minimizing certain concepts. Other than that, during our course journey, everything will be for detailedly we will explain. Okay.
So just I would like to ask Shravan, the certificate, is it similar to like we do in JMeter? We put it in the browser so that it can access the
CA root
application?
certificate. CA root certificate. CA root certificate you are saying, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
See, guys, that also I don't know how many of them knows that how to take a root certificate in load runner and all. I don't know, but I will explain, guys, how to take the root certificate and how to install those and all. We'll be covering. Okay, there is a procedure. There is a procedure through which we are going to take the load runner root certificate, and then that has to be put in my mobile or whatever the device, install it, and then do the recording. That is what we are typically will do. Able to understand, guys? Okay. So similarly, in JMeter also we are going to cover the configuration, how the data is going to come, those things. And also, if any customer is saying what are all the things will be supported in load runner JMeter, you can say everything. All kind of types it will, because the technology is growing. The tool also compatibility. They are making sure it is compatible with the tool. So you can tell them like you can record whatever the types that are available. You can record using the load runner and the JMeter tool. Why I put in Fiddler tool? Sometimes in the exceptional case, if something is not working for you, some recording problem or something like that, this Fiddler will help you to do. This Fiddler recording is not only for mobile application, guys. In your real world, if you are facing any problem with the application that you are working on, this task that I'm going to explain you will help you. Will help you to record whatever the application you are unable to record. So that will help you to record the traffic. Once the recording is completed in Fiddler, there is a SAZ file will be generated. Okay, that SAZ file you can convert it into Vuegen script. That is possible. Those are all will be covered, guys. The will be there in our course. Clear?
So, Sarvanam, my question is, for Fiddler, there is not required any certificate, right? Only for the tool we require certificate, right?
No, Fiddler also certificate is there.
So in Fiddler also you will be installing the same certificate. What kind of certificate is this?
That is a root certificate, no? For this load runner tool and every tool, no, they have a root certificate. Making say like telling to the system that I am an authorized person. Kind of that authorization will be done in this root certificate.
So maybe you can just show us, like, at least from the load runner or a JMeter where that root certificate, right? Because
just a minute. Today I did it. Yeah, this is the one. This is for the above one is for load runner and the below one is for Fiddler.
So this will be there in the load runner, part of load runner installation already in the bin certs, or how is it? We need to
no. We have to generate it. We have to use a link to generate this root certificate.
Link? What do you mean the link? I didn't understand. Sorry.
I understand that you are expecting that to be showed now. Yeah, I'll show you just a minute.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. This is a kind of link. Okay. Say an example. This will not currently work. Just a minute.
Okay. Sorry, completely new for me, so I'm just
yeah. No problem. So just a minute. Yeah. So if you go here in the recording, okay, if you are say like the prerequisite condition, it's 8089. You are doing this execution, right? Go to that URL. Go to that URL. 8089. You can't. This is actually a format only. I'll explain the format also. Maybe you will understand it. I'll put it in the notepad now. So the format is this one, Manju. Usually your machine IP colon what is a port in which you are launching your application, and then proxy root.serve. Okay. In our case, it is 80. What is that mentioned? It is 8089, right?
Yeah.
8089. 8089. So what you do, you copy this link and then go here, start the recording. Okay, start the recording. and then you go here in the browser. You try to copy this and then hit this up this one. You can see in the below it is downloading.
Yes, yes.
This is how we generate the root certificate, Manju. Okay, installation I will show when we are going for our the regular session. Okay.
Sure. But this root certification should be installed in both the machine and the load runner and the mobile, or is it only for the mobile?
If you are see the communication, how we are doing, the communication is within the same machine. Definitely you should install it in your browser also. No, I'm not. See this communication. What I'm saying, right? This proxy communication. I told you already. Fiddler. It is not only solution for this mobile application. It is a solution for whichever the unable to record application also you can record it. I mentioned, right? Same way. This proxy recording not only for mobile. It is for any application. So you can use this root certificate to be installed also in your browser. But in our case, we will install it in mobile only.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah, Manju. Yeah. Any question, guys, till now?
Hi, Savana. This is Pawan here. Do we use the proxy recording mode for, the True Client native web and web, or any other different process that is followed?
The True Client web is straight away web, right? Then we don't want to. It is a web URL.
No, for mobile.
No.
I also had a same question.
I'll show you. Here, say whichever the device. Okay. Say if I click OK. Here where you are expecting this?
No, Savana, my question was like, do we use the same proxy method for, True Client native mobile and mobile web protocols are there, right?
Yeah. This is actually a URL. That is the reason I got this question. This straight away you are going to paste your URL, so it will record like a web application record.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we are not using the proxy mode for this True Client method.
We don't want to use it, right? You can straight away use like a browser. Say like you saw m.facebook.com. Did you see that before? m.facebook.com.
Yes.
So that is a mobile version of your web application, right? Facebook web application. Correct?
Yes.
So straight away you can input that value. It is say True Client protocol is like you are developing a script. Inside that it is like a automation kind of an activity. You know, right? That I don't want to explain that level. So it is an automation activity that is embedded inside a True Client protocol. So it is not required, Pawan. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. So basically, guys, this is the high level understanding. I'll repeat with the course content also. So we are going to cover the different types, different tools like JMeter, LoadRunner, Fiddler, and then I'm going to show you JMeter scripting, LoadRunner scripting, Fiddler scripting, and then True Client protocol scripting. And then what are all the different runtime settings that we will basically vary when you are going for the mobile application testing, and then the script customization part like static value handling and the dynamic value handling. And then I'm going to show you the network the throttling concepts, right? Down throttling concepts. And then I will show you how to analyze your report, and real-time experience I will share with you, like whatever the things that I tested, how I faced the issue, kind of those real-time experience also I will share with you. Okay. Yeah. So if you do not have further question, guys, say those who wish to have the those who wish to proceed for this course guides, please reach out to Kumar. I know many of them in this forum already aware Kumar, or you can note down this number.
Sean, anything on timings? I mean, at what time we are going to daily this time?
We are planning to have it by 8 to 9. We are planning, okay, but it is up to the people, those who are coming, right? Based on their entire wish also, will take the decision, but for now it is planned to have it by 8 to 9, evening 8 to 9. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So please reach out to Kumar for the further information how we are going to join the session. Probably from tomorrow we'll all reconvene, guys. We'll regroup for the day one session. Thanks everyone for joining this demo session, and thanks everyone for asking your valuable question. Quite a bit of questions we received, and I also got one requirement addition, say like the device vital explanations, that I will do when we are going for our regular session. I will take a session where device vitals, what are the device vitals, how that is captured. I'll try to cover that as well. Okay. So thanks everyone. Thanks for your time. Thanks for joining this demo session. Thanks all. Bye bye.
Thank you, Shravan.
Yeah, thanks, Arun. Second, what is the timing of this course? I mean, or
8 to
duration?
9.
What is the duration? No, I mean the duration. How many hours are you going to take?
Days.
It is
Total
probably
duration.
10 hours. Probably 10 hours we are planning. 8 to 10 hours we are planning. But I never
Okay.
go with the time base. Sometimes that is what I told you, right? We took one topic today. Sometimes if the topic requires little addition explanation, one or two classes will extend. But it'll be you take it like 10 classes, 8 to 10 classes.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks all
Thank,
for joining the session. Thanks for your time. Yeah. Bye bye.
Thank
thank you.
you. Thank you.